I'd like to call the January 17th meeting of the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners to order. Mike, please take the roll.
Commissioner Barrett.
Here.
Commissioner Fry.
Here.
Commissioner Meade.
Here.
Commissioner Pacharich.
Here.
Commissioner Vyers.
Here.
President Kelly.
Here. First, we don't have any presentations tonight, right? No, sir. So first order of business is community input. Anybody here to speak to the board? Come on up. Do we need a sheet? They're up there? Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'll sign it.
Did you sign in?
I didn't.
She will.
I will.
Good.
Hi, Liz Westergaard. Do you want my address? 742 Ralph Court in Wheaton. Good afternoon. I am going to, I found this Community Park and Recreation Planning for Illinois Communities Guide, and I'm going to read from it because, well, it's written by people from the Illinois Association of Park Districts, and there's a table of contents, but it starts right off talking about the planning process for park districts, and it talks about, well, I'll quote, "Success usually depends on the efforts of a number of individuals working together to meet the needs of many other people, including those within the organization. Public bodies answerable to voters have special responsibilities, for example, for the wise use of public funds and to fulfill legal mandates. And then the public must be provided opportunities to provide input in the planning process and express their opinions. The local village council or park board should adopt a formal resolution calling for and supporting the planning process. A park and recreation planning team, including at least one member from the governing body, should be officially appointed to develop the plan. They should involve the public in the planning process. The planning team should include members from those community organizations and interests that will be most affected by the plan's recommendations and whose support will be necessary to implement the plan. They should be familiar with and represent a cross-section of the community, business, civic, educational leaders, as well as members of the general public. Residents that have a personal interest in local park and recreation opportunities, such as those with young children or children active in sports, members of the disabled community, and seniors are often well suited for this responsibility. You did have the right size of about 15 members, but they were all made up of Cosley Zoo and Wheaton Park District and Cosley Foundation people when you made your master plan. So it was disappointing that you didn't include any community members. Community members who have special expertise in planning, natural resources management, or other areas relevant to plan development can be asked to participate. And I did notice that on other park boards in the area nearby, they have us as the top of the organizational chart. The public is very important to other park districts. Develop a public participation strategy to improve the quality of the plan and to ensure its widest acceptance. It is important that local citizens have the opportunity to participate in the planning process, and that citizen input is responded to and incorporated into the plan. Some key points to consider. The members of the planning team may write an excellent community park and recreation plan. However, in order for the plan to be implemented, it must be supported by the community, and especially the community's leaders and elected officials. I don't remember anybody at the city even admitting to knowing about this plan of Cosley's. Of course, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry I didn't introduce that at the beginning. The support necessary for implementation will not occur unless citizens believe that they have had a real opportunity to make their needs and desires known, and that the planning team took the public input seriously in developing the plan. One more thing, the public participation strategy provides an opportunity to inform and involve residents in their communities' parks and recreation services, and as they could be in the future. An aggressive and effective public participation strategy can mobilize active community support for the plan and its implementation. So my conclusion is I remember you did 2 surveys from 2016 and 2020. Both conclude that the Wheaton Park District lacks communication and public participation, a big problem area pointed out by both of the surveys. At the December 2023 meeting, I urged you to update your bylaws in order to give the public opportunities to provide input and express opinions. In addition to changing the time of your meetings from 5 to 7 so that working people can attend, and providing individual emails to each of the commissioners to improve communication, both of which every nearby park district does, in fact, have, I urge you to adopt a formal resolution to include members of the public in every planning process. This will improve the quality of your plans and ensure its widest acceptance and increase the chances of success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who
give
takes
it
your
down.
minutes?
You can give it to Donna. Anybody else?
Sign in.
All right. Then we'll move on to the consent agenda. I need a motion.
Well, it's a short one. I'll go for it. Move to approve consent agenda items A through D. A, approval of disbursements totaling $1,539,383.50 for the period beginning December 13, 2023, and ending January 9, 2024. B, approval of disbursements totaling $2,083,673.95 for the period beginning December 13, 2023, and ending January 9, 2024. C, approval of the subcommittee meeting minutes of December 6, 2023, and finally, D, approval of board meeting minutes of December 20, 2023.
Second.
So we have a motion by me and a second by Fry. Anybody have any comments or questions? Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. New business. There is no unfinished business, so Resolution 2024-01.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-01, approving an appointment to the Board of the DuPage County Historical Museum Foundation Incorporated by the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners.
Second.
So a motion by Fry and a second by Byers. Any questions or comments?
Mike, could you give us a little background on the person who's going to fill the role?
Sure. So our new DuPage Museum Foundation board member, her name is Samira Hussein, and she is a DuPage County resident and is involved in a curriculum. It focuses on not-for-profit organization management. And she has had some prior experience assisting a not-for-profit in meeting their goals. And she reached out to us through the typical, I guess, web portal through DuPage County, who we co-manage the museum with and co-manage the foundation board activities through, and we went through a subsequent series of interviews with her prior to bringing her to this board for approval. As a reminder, the DuPage Museum Foundation Board is comprised of appointments from this body as well as the DuPage County Board. So hopefully that provides a sufficient amount of information regarding Ms. Hussein.
So the only question I had on that, Mike, was the county and the park district each appoint 50% of the trustees. The county they have 6 spots and 1 vacant, and we're showing 5 spots but not a vacant. Do we still have 1 more spot?
I am the 6th member.
Oh,
It
okay.
references that right above the
Okay.
5 members.
And then there's 1 member that's appointed by the 10-person or the 12-person board?
Correct.
Okay. Thanks. Anybody else have anything else?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, Mike, please take the roll.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. Next order of business is ordinance 2024-02.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2024-02, approving the purchase of residency benefits by non-residents policy.
Second.
All right, so we had a motion by Barrett, second by Fry. Any questions or comments?
This might be nice to, Mike, to give a little snapshot
That's
to the
what I
public
was-
of what this is all
Yeah.
about.
Yep. Mike, you want to go through that, what that is?
Certainly. What this policy contemplates is allowing residents who are currently not Park District taxpayers and who reside within either district, School District 89 or Community Unit School District 200's boundaries, who are not currently within the Wheaton Park District, the opportunity to purchase residency benefits calculation that the county clerk would use to assess an individual's property tax against our rate and their equalized assessed valuation. The primary benefits that would be achieved here would be resident rates as well as the ability to register at the resident registration period of time, which is typically 2 weeks in advance of allowing registration to open up to the rest of the world.
And Mike, this is common at some of the other nearby
This
park districts, correct?
model is based on a neighboring park district's model that's had this in place for a number of years. They typically will receive 1 or 2 a year to take advantage of this opportunity, and I foresee that our numbers will be similar.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions. So I don't see in the ordinance where it restricts it to District 200.
The policy language itself references School District 200
We get the, so do we have the,
yeah, so you have the ordinance and then the policy.
I don't have the.
There's a
Oh,
separate
there
page.
it is, okay, yes.
Separate page
I
on the
got it.
back.
Yeah, I see it, okay.
One more
And,
back.
yeah, I got it, yeah, yeah, I thought this needed to be attached,
Yep.
but, yeah, there it is. And then, anybody who's a part of any other park district is not allowed to do this, right? It's only for people who are not a part of a park district?
I personally don't see the harm if somebody wants to pay for their park district as well as a benefit from ours. I don't see any harm in
Nor would I.
Okay,
But it's, as any policy, it's subject to the will of the board for adoption. You could amend it before you adopt it tonight, or you could amend it at some future date if you chose to pass it this evening.
all right, thank you. Mike, take the roll.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. Next item of business is Community Center Rehab Change Order Number 2.
I
I'll make
move,
a motion to approve change order number 2 with Stuckey Construction in the amount of $30,843.89 for the Community Center Rehab Project Phase 2.
Second.
So we had a motion by Fry and a second by Barrett. Anybody have any questions or comments on any of the items included in this change order?
Just a comment that Stuckey Construction has done a phenomenal job, in both the first phase and now so far, they're doing a bang-up job with the locker room project.
Yeah. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, if you do have any questions on any of them, you can feel free to call me. Mike, take the roll.
Commissioner Pacharich?
yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. The next item is the item we tabled at the last meeting, and that's the motion to reject all bids on the Kale Gym Floor project.
I'd move to reject all bids opened on November 29, 2024 for the Central Athletic Complex Scale Gym Floor Replacement Project and direct staff to rebid this project.
Second.
Okay, so for discussion, when I asked you guys to table this, I told you we wanted to do further testing. And we went in the gym and we took out a section of floor underneath the bleachers. And we did find the asbestos that showed up in the small core sample that they did along the perimeter. But it's underneath the, there's some mastic, there's some felt vapor barrier, 2 layers. Then there's a layer of plastic, then there's sleepers, and then there's plywood, and then there's the new gym floor sitting on springs. After reviewing the condition of it and working through it with our asbestos consultant when we were out at the job site that Monday, we're going to rebid this job, and we're actually going to shrink the scope of work. So we are going to save the sleepers, save the visqueen, and that'll encapsulate the little bit of asbestos that's in the felt paper, which is considered non-friable because it's in a binder. It's done all the time. So the scope will get a lot smaller, be less demo and less sleepers. So rather than ask the low bidder to give us a credit, we're putting the whole job out for bid so that all the bidders get a chance to bid the reduced scope. So that's going out for bid, Rob, when?
We're teed up to put it out early next week.
So,
Early as Monday.
so the new bid results may be coming back in February then. And the reason we're trying to get this done is because we need to do this towards the end of summer, and that's when all the school jobs are going on, and most of these big flooring contractors that do gym floors are starting to get booked up for the summer. And some of the school jobs aren't out yet. They usually come out in January, February. So we're trying to get our project out so that we can sign up a contractor before we get 0 bidders, because they're all full already. So, okay, so we can do a rejection of bid by voice vote, correct?
Certainly.
All in favor of rejecting the bids?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, the motion carries. The next item is number 5, 2024 mowing and line trimming services.
I move to approve the mowing and trimming service proposal from Siebert Landscape for $21,988 for parks south of Butterfield Road during 2024.
Second.
So we had a motion by Pacharks and a second by Barrett. Anybody have any questions for Mike on what this is?
None.
Nope.
Okay, under 25, so we can do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So that motion carried. New business, item 6, Memorial Park concerts and special event alcohol sales.
Motion to approve to serve beer and wine within the fence perimeter of Memorial Park for the 2024 Summer Entertainment Series, Cream of Wheaton, and Oktoberfest.
Second.
So we have a motion by Barrett, a second by me. Anybody have any comments? Same thing we've done every year.
It's been successful.
Mike, just a quick question on Oktoberfest, and we've had it at the CAC for the last couple of years, just decided that Memorial Park would be a more appropriate venue for that.
Yeah, in the past several years, that event was partnered with another event called the Light the Torch Run. It's a 5K run that we did in partnership with the First Trust Cares Foundation. So we merged those 2 events, and having it at the CAC was preferred because it was immediately adjacent to the First Trust Cares Foundation. Their administrative office is there. So now, and what's happened is after, I believe, 10 years, the First Trust Foundation has determined that they no longer wish to be a part of that 5K run, so that we're going to find another partner or another venue for that fall run. And that's the opportunity then to move it into what has become more of our special event venue, where we believe Oktoberfest will do better.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have anything else?
Did you want to address the beer and seltzer fest issue?
No, it's
Okay.
not relevant at this point.
Good enough.
All right. So that's can be a voice vote also.
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, so that motion carried. New business, item number 7, Central Athletic Complex Parking License Agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve a license agreement with Bauer & Bauer Dentistry and Orthodontics for 20 parking spaces at the Central Athletic Complex.
Second.
So we had a motion by Fry and a second by Barrett. Anybody have any questions or comments?
This is just in a continuation from the previous, the
Yeah, we had a similar license agreement relationship with Bauer and Bauer through all of 2023, and they are interested in continuing that use, and we saw no detriment to our operations at the CAC through doing so. And we have added a slight CPI level adjustment upwards to the fee.
Yeah, and it's important to note, this is strictly Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 5:30, when our parking lot is not really in full use for our own programs. So we're going to need a roll call on that.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Mead?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. And the last new business item is ordinance 2024-01.
I move to adopt ordinance 2024-01, approving the terms and authorizing the execution of a lease agreement between the Wheaton Park District and Computer System Innovations, Inc. for the lease of a portion of the Wheaton Oaks Professional Building located at 855 West Prairie Avenue, Wheaton, Illinois.
Second.
So we had a motion by Pacharich and a second by Barrett. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Nope.
Mike, is this it's a 1 year or 3 year again?
One-year lease.
Last time was 3, wasn't it?
We've been doing one-year leases for the last several years now.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Mike, please take the roll.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Mead?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. Reports from staff.
Quickly.
Mike,
Yeah, just a
you want
quick.
to go first?
Yeah, I would love just to make a quick comment. We, like everybody else in the world, we weathered a week of very challenging weather. I'd just like to commend all staff involved in navigating the issues that surround, in all areas of our operation, what it takes to respond for ourselves internally as well as for the general public in meeting these weather events. In particular, I would like to recognize within Rob Spurl's Department in Parks and Planning, Nick Novak and his crew for managing very effectively and working very hard to move a great deal of snow and make sure our sidewalks and driveways and access to facilities stayed as safe as possible. So thank
Good
you.
work.
That's all I have.
Okay, now I'll open it up to commissioner comments. Bill, do you have anything?
No, not at this time.
Bob?
I'll start it from here.
Terry?
Go ahead.
Commissioner Fry has asked me to include some comments from him. He's declined to state them himself, but I've included his with mine. First and foremost, I want to recognize Alex DeSario, our Parks Plus Fitness Manager. Matt Robel, he's part of our athletics department, and Chad Shingler, who I've not met, from our Creative and Performing Arts Group for their certification through the Certified Park and Recreation Professionals, and now all athletic and fitness center managers are now CPRP professionals. That's pretty good. Mike, how many, what would you think is a percentage of our staff that's CPRP certified?
For those that hold positions where that certification is relevant, we've got to be between 80 and 90%.
Cool. I know that's a process, so thanks, staff. Dan, this one's for you. You know, is this our second year with the wrestling program?
No, wrestling's been around, it just keeps growing.
Oh, it does, okay, because I just was wondering if we're satisfied with the participation so far.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Let's see what else we got. Okay, yes, and we've already made a splash, as it's indicated in our staff reports with our 2024 season pool pass sales. You know, holiday sales, you know, we're up, and so people are still interested in our pools. We also have the ribbon cutting for our newly renovated and reopened Parks Plus Fitness Center tomorrow at 5:30. I've utilized that facility probably about 10 times, and every day there are new members signing up. Our staff is, well, let's just say that they're busy, Mike, and I think you know that, signing up new members. So it's pretty impressive, and one of our other commissioners has just joined, and he's having a good time. We've got the Isopalooza scheduled coming up February 3rd at the Central Athletic Complex ice rinks, and that's always been a hit in the past, and I assume, Dan, it's going to continue.
Yeah, Rec actually runs Point Jamie and Vicky on that
Cool.
program.
That's a winner. Cosley Zoo, we had an increase of, increase of 57,000 visitors in 2023 over 2022. We also increased our revenue by about $27,000. And I want to recognize our donors. Our 2023 total donation is $92,474 to the Cosley Foundation. That's impressive. Foundation's working, and our donors are appreciated. Cosley Christmas tree sales, once again, we had a $17,000 increase over that of 2022, so that's still happening. And Sue and the staff are doing a great job out there, Mike. That still goes. Thanks to our museum donors, too, for an increase in donations in 2023 over that of 2022. What else we got here? I think I'm coming to an end. Yep, I appreciate that. I did want to say, though, that, we've heard a lot of comments about a lot of different things. And I want to say that I'm, John and Mike, I'm appreciative of our reach out, to the community for our various projects and our consideration of the feedback that we get for every different project. And I will also say that prior to the last month or two, we've not had any pushback regarding our 5 o'clock start for our regular meetings or our subcommittee meetings. And I think it's based on this being the result of a single issue situation, I would not support anything moving that meeting, at least not presently. That's all I got.
Linda?
Just a quick note that I used Arrowhead, the cross-country skiing, rented skis on Saturday. The trails were fantastic. It was blustery and cold, and I had my hood up and I was sweating like crazy. It was unbelievable. And then afterwards got into the bar and restaurant. It's a Saturday afternoon in January. It's it's pretty cold. It wasn't quite the sub-zeros yet, and that place was packed. It was so full of people who had been out cross-country skiing and were using the facility afterwards for lunch and everything. And it's a great setup, and I encourage anybody in the district, or anybody anywhere actually, to come out and give it a try when there's enough snow on the ground. It's a really great trail. It's beautiful out there, and quiet and wintry out there. So that's all I got.
All right, and yeah, I just want to make one comment about New Parks Plus Fitness. Special thanks to Dan and Vicky, who were both really involved in that project from the beginning. Interior design. I went to a bunch of the pre-construction meetings, and I go to the weekly meetings when I can. But Dan and Vicky are dealing with this every single day, and you guys have done a fantastic job of coordinating our IT people in with the contractors' IT people to get the desk up and running and, the TVs installed. And I don't think people understand what a big undertaking that was for the staff to do a lot of that coordination. And I've been involved in a lot of projects, and you guys really did a good job on this one, and we finished in plenty of time to spare. So thank you very much for the extra effort.
I'm sure you'll be glad when the locker rooms are done, won't you?
Got a jump start on those.
I know you do.
What's the scheduled date? Any idea?
May?
May?
I believe I need a motion to go into executive session under
Personnel.
ILCS 120-2 personnel. That would be item
A.
Hey.
A.
Are we coming out and back into our regular meeting or no?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
We're going to come out?
Yeah, we will come out from executive session, and then we'll close the regular meeting.
Okay.
So we're going to recess.
I would move to recess the regular meeting and move into closed session under appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees under 5 ILCS 120/2C1.
You need anything on D?
Second.
So we have a motion by me and a second by Vyers. Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. All right.